Your next creative breakthrough will not come from a better strategy. It's going to come from your body. No amount of overthinking, no growth hack, or no productivity bullshit is going to do this for you. And as someone who spent the last 10 years trying strategy after strategy, purchasing course after course, doing everything other than coming home to me, I'm here to tell you that the real, deep, sustainable growth that you crave as a creative, whether it be a more full expression or whether it be business success, that's only going to happen from the inside out. So by the end of this video, I want to resource you with a roadmap into your own self so that you can realize that creative success is somatic, not strategic, so that you can give your gifts fully to the world. And why listen to me? Well, I'm Kev. I'm an award-winning furniture designer, and I've been helping ambitious creatives get into their bodies and give their gifts sustainably from a place that feels good and aligned with their core values, because that's what you came here for. Not all the bullshit that people tell you should be, for how you know you can be, right? So I guess we got to start with this sort of lie that strategy creates success. And this is half true, right? Everything has some truth to it. So there is a beauty in being able to come up with a framework, a roadmap, and a plan. But as much as these things are cerebral, they also need to be embodied. So we have this cultural obsession with like the hack, the quick fix, the try this, the optimized whatchamacallits, you know? And again, there's nothing wrong with those. I invite you to experiment with them. But as much as you spend time up here, you also need to be spending time in here, in your heart, in your body, attuned to your nervous system, right? Because strategy without embodiment is really just throwing spaghetti at the wall, you know? It's burnout disguised as success. It's tricking yourself into believing this is something sustainable when it's really not, right? So overthinking, being so in your head about strategy, that can only get you so far, right? It's a sign that you're underfeeling. You're not connected to your body. You're not here as much as you could be. Because if you're anything like me, the more time that you spend up in your mind, the less present you actually are. And I'm only able to give. I'm only able to create success. I'm only able to impact the world. I'm only able to receive money when I'm fully here and connected with myself. So the shift is to force less and to feel more, right? The somatic approach is really presence, attunement, and inner alignment. When you are present, you are aware of what's happening in your body. When you are attuned, you know how to feel what's happening in your body. You know how to give yourself what you need in that moment. And when you are aligned from the inside out, you know what direction to head most meaningfully. That is a great recipe for creative success. That's a great strategy if you're going to adopt any strategy, right? So your creativity really begins to thrive when your nervous system feels safe enough via that deep internal listening to feel what you are being met with. Because life has no shortage of circumstances it's going to show you, provide you with, to bring out what needs to be felt within you. It's not about what's happening out there. It's about what's happening inside of your body. Sure, maybe as a product of what's happening out there, but the only place you really have your power is when you are taking responsibility for your experience, which is your own internal landscape, right? So strategy has this whole new sense of reverence when it's approached from the inside out. When it comes from your values first, when it's your nervous system first, right? For me, there's a sense of making that like a sacred connection that allows me to be much more like stoked, joyous, and playful about it, and serious too. I actually can really give space to what's happening inside of me and take it seriously. Like, oh, this is my angsty 15-year-old teen who's just desperately wanting to be seen and wants to be validated. I'm not going to say fuck you to this person anymore. I'm going to say, man, all right, like, what do you need? What do you have to tell me? Oh, like, you want some more time together? Sure, right on. Let's go be angsty and skateboard around and wear our hats backwards or whatever it is. Like, it's a silly example, but hey, that's something that's real for me. My angsty 15-year-old self has been coming out a lot. If you're into parts work, you'll understand that, So it's about forcing your way less. I need to be doing this. They said I need to be doing this. I got to overthink and figure it all out. I'm not doing this right now, so I got to get back on track. No, it's half true, mostly bullshit. Feel more of what's happening. If for a moment you had to drop all the productivity hacks and all the guru advice and feel what's happening in your body, what would you need to feel? For me, it would be a lot of grief for all the times I held back, anger for not being where I think I should be in this moment in my life, and resentment towards myself for not listening to myself. Those are 3 deep emotions that I'm working through, that I'm feeling, that I'm only able to access their wisdom and their power once I feel them. If I don't feel them, I'm going to be limited by my repression of them and wonder why I'm not where I want to be in life. So if that's a flavor of your experience, it's time to lean into what you avoid, right? So some ways that we can reframe our creative expression and creative strategy are really leading from the soma, really having the somatic experience of our life have gravity, right? How can I make some embodied decisions, not some mental decisions? And chances are they might be different at first. Your mind might say, well, it logically seems like I should do X, Y, and Z in order to get the life that I crave. But right now I'm feeling intuitively, I'm feeling this deep feeling in my gut, like I just need to say no to that. And I need to focus more on this. Or it might be like, fuck, I actually need to get a job right now. Whatever it is, Listening to the deep somatic knowing in your body. Creating safety to feel those things. Trusting that your nervous system really only knows right now. Your mind can try to think to know about tomorrow, but your nervous system only knows right now. So what do I know to be true right now that I'm not allowing myself to feel? And how can I feel it and act from that place right now, right? That's creating from a sense of regulation, because you are acknowledging all the places that you're aloof, that your energy is being shoved into the corners and not fully expressed, and creating the space to have some cohesion, to slow down in order to speed up, right? We get so caught up in trying to move so quickly through life that sometimes the best way to actually make substantial progress is to slow the fuck down, take inventory, take stock, what's happening in my body, what does it need right now, how can I move forward boldly from that place? That's the beauty of somatic work, that where mindset falls short, right, is you can change your perspective mentally 100 times, but until you show your body that you are giving yourself the space to feel and to act in a different way, your creativity is always going to feel stifled, lackluster, and maybe even just not fulfilling, right? So this is where we really find resilience. When we're able to sort of tune out what's happening out there and what's happening in our minds, and to come into the body and create from that place, So is your current strategy in service of your somatic experience? And if it's repressing what's happening in your body, if it's disconnecting you from what's alive, chances are it's time to reflect. Are your creative choices born from a pressure, from what the world thinks you should be, or from a presence? This is what I know to be true. And what would your body say yes to right now that you're not currently giving it? Those are great ways to connect to what feels alive, which is going to impact and expand your creativity so deliciously. Your body really is like the oracle, like the guide to your creative path and success. It knows much better how to get there, the proverbial there. It's very slippery. Don't focus on getting there. But it knows much better how to direct your life than your mind does. You can fight me. We need both, of course, right? But chances are we're just really imbalanced, and it's time to give your somatic experience some credence, right? So what if your future, your creative future, isn't any faster? It's deeper, right? What if you realize that the best strategy you have right now is in your nervous system? And if those things feel like they are true for you, I invite you to check out the Embodied Creator Toolkit. It's a series of experiments designed to help you slow the fuck down, connect to your core values, and create from depth. Hundreds of people now have gone through that, and it's really exciting to track their growth. And also be sure to sign up for the newsletter. It's a great free resource to help you get connected to yourself, and subscribe to this channel because 87% of you are not. And I would appreciate this message expanding and impacting more people. So thank you so much for being here. Appreciate y'all. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.